What's up? It's Tony from Street Church. Welcome to the Inside Job Podcast. Hey, this is just a quick one-shot, one-week series. So we're going to do 2 or 3 of these quick one-shot, one-week series. And this one is called Get Your Finger Off of the Pause Button. So, inner city Trenton, the place that I am every day, if I look to the left, if I look to the right, if I look in front of me, and if I could look behind my head, all that I see is need. Whether, it's people in addiction, chronic poverty, mental health issues, people getting into fights and arguments or selling drugs, whatever. I see so much need. And if you're like me, it's not only here, right? It's not only in my place of work. I go home and there's need all around me. In my sphere of influence, in my family life, in my neighborhood, in my friend circle. Everybody has issues. Everybody has need. And I'm sure that you can say the same thing, right? If you're honest with yourself, in your family, in your church, in your job, in your sphere of influence, people are messed up. People are broken. There's so much need in so many different shapes and sizes. And I don't know about you, but every time I look in the mirror, I'm reminded of the fact that, I have limitations. There are certain things I just can't do. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of things. I don't have a ton of resources. We all have limitations, and we have to accept that, and that's okay. And to some extent, we're all insufficient, right? We'll never measure up. We'll never be able to do everything for everybody, right? But one of the most encouraging things to me in all of the Bible, and I really need to remind myself of this, because lots of times I run up against situations in people's lives that I want to help. I want to do something. I want to make a difference in some way, shape, or form. I want to be a source of light. And I scratch my head. I'm like, but I don't have what they need. Right? It's going to fall short. It's not going to make a big impact. So why waste your time? And I have my own issues on top of that. Right? And then, so I go back to what Jesus said in the suggestions on the Mount. Oh, wait, I got that wrong. It's not the suggestions on the Mount? It's the Sermon on the Mount? Yeah. So the first thing that we need to realize that when Jesus preached the greatest sermon in the history of the world, it was not called the suggestions on the Mount. It's the Sermon on the Mount. He's not suggesting that this might be true or that this is what he wants. Okay? So, anyways, back to the thing that really, really encourages me every time I see the need and I'm like, I can't meet it. I can't do anything. Jesus says this in Matthew chapter 5, and I want you to remember this and stick this in your back pocket if you feel the same way that I feel at times. Jesus looks out on the disciples, the ragtag of ragamuffin men and women who are following him, right? With all their issues, with all their baggage, with all their stuff, with all their limitations. And he says this. Well, now, first, let me tell you what he does not say. He does not look out on them and say, you could be the salt of the earth and the light of the world someday. He does not say, hey, if you try really hard, maybe one day you will attain to the level of being the salt of the earth and being the light of the world. No. He says, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. In your current broken, limited, lack of resources, messed up, issue-laden state, you are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. You're in a position where you are able and capable to take your finger off of that, off of that pause button and press play and make an impact in people's lives who are in need, who are hurting, who are suffering. You are, in your current status right now, the salt and the light of the world. And as John Maxwell always says, salt makes things better. And if you're, Italian like me, you know that that's true. And light makes things brighter. And you don't have to wait until you get your act together or go take a spiritual bath and, fix yourself up first. You don't have to put a tool belt around your waist and try to be the fix-it handyman and have every tool necessary for everybody's life, for everybody's issues. No, right now, you can take your finger off of that pause button because you are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And for me, that's a super hopeful message. And I hope it is also to you. So, one for the road. Hit the play button. Get your finger off of that pause button because you are the salt and the light of the world. And you're fully capable of making an impact in somebody's life who needs an impact to be made. And remember, count each day a new life. I'm going to do these little one-off series. I'm so excited. I'll see you next week. Until then, have a great week.